Oh, it's too. No, he's going to have to come down here, and I'm going to assemble his boat for him in front of his eyes. It takes about 30 minutes, I imagine, or less, to put all this together. Probably just 10 minutes. I can put it together.
This carpet though is cool, man.
But I want him to see, you know, all of it go together so he can take it apart if he ever needs to. Because anybody with a staple gun and a knife can carpet this. Now this looks bad because I haven't stapled it fully. This is just, all this is just stuck together. I've got to take it all apart and staple it.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to get it fitted. Make sure I had everything working like I thought.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
You remember, I'll get on the other side. I'll explain it to him when he gets here. But remember, right here in the floorboard, no, you never saw it. But the only way to get this out is to have this thing cut like that. So I cut the carpet long to just cover it, and it'll still come out, but yet closes that up so there wasn't a big gap right here.
Man, that cleans that up so much, though, man.
And they're tight.
Yeah.
And everything in there pretty well just fits.
Yeah, man.
It doesn't slide around when you get in it.
So we back here, we got the, of course we kind of took it apart a little bit.
Here, I'll put the cover plate on.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Well, it'll screw on to some plugs. Beep, beep. And this will keep the rain off of them if it's raining on you.
Right.
Hopefully it won't be raining. There's your plug to plug your extension cord in.
Yeah.
And then back here is where the battery charger is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And of course, when you take the floor out, all you have to do is pull that out and set it up here to work on it. It'll have extra wire to lift it up and work on it.
Yeah.
And it attaches with one screw right there. That's about all that attaches anything. There's not much to attach any of this. It's all made to fit in there.
Yeah.
Then the floor drops in.
And
it'll be carpet.
And you can carpet that too.
And the lock's kind of in the way, but you won't have the lock on when you're playing with it.
Now that's pretty cool.
And it'll get carpet, and that'll get carpet. And then it'll just be a blown away piece of carpet. Oh, let me get the gas tank. Show you how well it fits. I hope it fits.
Yeah.
It's time to get it out and check it. There it is.
Wow, that fits perfect.
Fits right on in there, snug as a bug.
Yeah.
You know, originally I talked about putting all those controls over here.
Yeah.
And I realized he must be left-handed because he had his trolling motor over here, and he sits over there.
Yeah.
So I guess he steers left-handed.
Oh yeah.
So I thought I better put the gas tank over here because see, I didn't have that trolling motor sits way over here anyway.
Yeah.
And get the plugs all over there away from gas and everything.
That'll work.
Now the fire extinguisher, unless there's a rule that says put this thing right here, I would say put it up there, because if the gas catches on fire, what are you going to do?
You want to get away from it.
Away from it. You're not going to run into it to get this thing.
Yeah.
The first place you're going to come is in front of this boat. Let's attach it in here somewhere.
Okay, that'll be cool.
And that way, because this is as far as you can get from the fire.
Yeah.
And you can open this thing up, and it's out of the weather. It won't get deteriorated sitting in there.
Yeah.
We'll figure out. I'll figure someplace it may fit in that hole. And I can do something like that.
Yeah.
Get it over to the side some kind of way. And but unless there's a rule that says it has to be there. Now it's wired up for lights that I don't have. I haven't been to the marine shop to get any. They were closed Saturday. And but it's going to be wired so that you can have a stern light, which I would highly recommend.
Yeah, we need to put a stern light.
Now the bow light. The stern light.
The stern light.
Is it on the port or starboard, or does it matter?
It's usually on the port side, the right side.
Well, that would be the starboard.
Or starboard. I've always seen it on the right.
Okay.
You know,
I was thinking they were.
And you could stick it like right here.
Right under all that wiring.
Yeah.
Wire it right into the switch.
Right.
And those other wires are going to come back here to run that switch.
Yeah.
And so all he's got to do is turn the switch on, bam, he's got lights. And that's nice if you're working on the boat. It's nice to have a light setting here,
Oh yeah.
you know, that you can turn
Yeah.
on.
So you can see all. If
And
you
at
got
home
some-
with a charger, you can leave it on all you want. You'll never burn it down.
Right. Right.
So,
I think that looks great, man. That's amazing. That's what he had in mind.
no, I saw a picture of what he had in mind. It was redneck horse shit.
Well, I mean, he wanted all the floors.
Fell apart.
He wanted all the floors wood and carpeted, and he wanted these carpeted. Now we got to figure out what
he
to
would have
do.
been happy with redneck shit.
We got to figure out how to do these seats now.
Oh, let me show you.
You had some concern about the seats. Oh, yeah,
You know,
because it puts you right up
See, it
front.
puts you right in front, and it just feels funny up there. Now I can eliminate that problem real easy. Now, it's not terrible, except it is just putting you off. The floor goes up here, you know, and it starts to get a little too high. It's not terrible. There is still a pedestal to go on it, but you're awful close to this. And why would you even want to slide anyway?
Well, the whole point of
I can pretty well reach.
no, the
both
whole
sides
point of
this
sliding
boat.
was to balance out the load if you got two people.
But you see, he's got a battery.
Yeah.
And he's got gas, and I put both of them on that side of the boat. So that offsets his weight. I'm thinking, you know, especially here in front, this is crazy. I think to even have a slide in front. I think this should just be right in the middle. And any ballast can be moved around, you know, to offset that. But this thing probably needs to be set. But you see the problem I have with this?
Yeah, it's a trip hazard.
And
I never thought of it.
Bam! Oh, shit!
Never thought of it being.
Shit! Oh, damn! Damn! Who would put a sharp piece of steel pointed up? Ever. In any situation, I have never seen steel pointed up at people. So, I wouldn't use it just for the hazard of killing yourself.
Well, so what's your idea?
Why not back here?
I think, well, I can put it anywhere I want to.
I
That's
mean, if
not
you
the
had to,
problem.
you could cut off that lip,
The problem is,
and you
it's
could
just
center it
stupid.
if you want to. I mean, you could cut off that lip if you wanted to.
Well, he's got a seat that mounts, you know, the swivel that mounts here.
Yeah,
You know, you can just mount that to this board
yeah.
and just have it on that seat. You can even build it up. I can put two by under, make it bigger.
Well, I was going to
thicker,
say, now how
higher.
could we make sure that's good, secure, if you're just going to screw it right into that
To the
wood?
plywood? Well, that's just plastic. Have you ever seen a chair? They're not made out
But
of much.
I mean, I had remember that I had that pedestal screwed into my plywood, and it pulled out of the plywood at one.
Oh, you didn't know what you were doing, though.
No,
It was
that's
a lot
not possible.
different. See, that was totally different. You used the wrong material,
But
wrong fasteners.
yeah. So what you're still thinking about doing though is screwing these in like this, right?
Yeah, that's just.
So that would hold that in.
Which I doubt it even need, but
Well, if you're going to hook a seat to it though, then you've got to figure out
you
something
can
to
get
do.
some
with
leverage.
it. So you're thinking is what now? Do away
Well,
with
there's
those.
another thing. You know, I could make if he's got to have a by God sliding seat. You know, I could take a piece of plywood that's, you know, this wide, wide as the seat bottom, and this long, run sides down, and have, you know, hook under this, slide here, and use those carpet pad things, something real slippery
Yeah.
to go underneath this, so it'll just slide back and forth. That's one way. If he's got to, by God, have them slidable, that's the only way I would do it to keep this clean. I mean, that big piece of steel all the way across is just retarded looking.
but let's look at another possibility. If you decide to keep this, what if you just cut it off on both sides and just had limited amount of slide.
Why bother?
And don't have all this stuff sticking out on either side of it.
I don't see any reason to bother.
Well,
It would
well,
be a
the
no
reason I'm
bother.
saying back here, not so much up here, because you could set that right in the middle and it'd be fixed.
Uh-huh.
But back here, he's always thinking about with the motor and stuff like that. Because you have to set this seat kind of offset for the tiller anyway. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
I mean, you have to do that. So,
Well, I figured back here his problem was reaching the side. You know, it's much wider back here than up there.
now his big concern was like if he had two people in the boat, is adjusting it to where it levels out the
Well,
deal.
before he had gas on that side. He had a battery back here. I mean, he had really a messed up.
So you're
house.
talking about putting the battery over to the right
To the left.
or
See,
to the
he
left?
sits over
Oh, he's
there.
sitting over here.
So I'm putting 80 gallons on it. You know, well, that's I mean 40 pounds.
That's about 50
There's
pounds.
about 100 pounds to the left.
Right.
Plus his trolling motor. You know, a little over 100 pounds to the left.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that's he could take out the right block up front, possibly.
I don't think it's going to matter that much. I think you got the weight in this thing so balanced now that it's not going to be a big
But
factor.
to use these things, I can use these if he wants those ugly ass pieces of shit in the boat. I mean, they're usable, and I can put them in the center.
See, I got to send him this video so he can decide what he wants to do. How you doing, Rhonda?
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Your boat looks great.
Boat looks fabulous. I knew it would.
It'd have to be a bigger board than that, but I can put a board under it. And then I can use it like that, you know, and you know, and it raises it up another 2 inches, you know, which
Yeah.
is kind of neat. That's one way to use that thing, but you talk about
Well, I tell you what, though.
uglying up a boat.
Yeah, but you know something.
That's
I just
the ugliest
I don't know
thing
why
I've ever seen.
why I didn't think about this before, but that's a real trip hazard when you're getting in
Oh,
and out
it's
of the boat.
stupid. It's-
Because you know you get this boat and say, okay, get in, and you've got to step over
Yeah,
this.
he was worried about these ribs. Now look at that big wide thing.
Yeah, that's a trip hazard.
You know,
getting in and out of the
it's,
boat.
It's totally useless. I don't know what you could use that for.
Okay, so the way his mind's going to work, and so we're saying, Aaron.
I know he's going to want to use this because he paid money for it.
Well, not necessarily.
But-
If it's not going to work, you know,
But
we'll just
if
say.
he looks at that, I mean,
But what would be the best
let me
solution?
put the seat up there so you can look at it.
All right, if you're going to do it though, what would you do? Let's come up with a better idea then.
Well, I told you mine. Yeah.
Well-
I'd make a platform that slides on this thing, on
Platform.
the seat. Yeah, another carpeted platform, something that looks real pretty, and
You
it
mean-
slides on top of this.
Okay.
You know, material like this goober.
Uh-huh.
You know, something, you know, slick like that you can slide back and forth.
Okay, but
You
what,
know, on
how
the
do you?
carpet.
Okay, so
It's just you just build a board. Don't even ask, you can't.
I'm trying to
You
envision it.
Well, it's just.
You talking about on top?
I'm just building a platform that's going to.
ride on top of this.
That you see goes underneath it. See, it hooks on, so it can't be. It can't lift up.
Yeah.
And it can be loose down here. That's not. You're not trying. You know, that's not. There's no friction down here. That's going to be so loose. There's
Right.
no friction. And there's going to be kind of loose here. Hardly any friction. Right here, I'm going to use something very slick that'll slide on this carpet. And that way, it's no bigger than that seat. You know, it's going to be about that big, just big enough to put a pedestal on. All you'll see of my thing is this little bit in front and a little bit in back. But it's carpeted.
So that'll go. You don't have to do away with this. It'll just ride on top.
Yeah,
of that.
yeah. Use this as and that way it's clean all the way across. Now you can't slide if you got a tackle box in your way or a beer. You'll have to move it.
Yeah.
But you will with that too. You can't move with stuff sitting there.
Yeah.
But that's just.
That is a trip hazard.
Oh, that's just a health hazard
Yeah.
altogether. If you fell on that, you would gash your head open.
Yeah.
When you're in a boat away from hospitals.
Right. Okay.